Hello. Hello. Me, Lucinda. Chronically late. Chronically late. Hi, Lulu, Heather, Heidi. Wowzer. See, you all are probably my age or maybe a little younger, and you know about being on time. I can't help it. I can't help it. Doesn't matter. If I would set my time for 3:15, I'd show up about 3:30. If I should put 2:45, I'd show up at 3. So, you know, going forward, just know that my OCD based on my chronic pain and a really bad being rear-ended at a car going at high speed while I was stopped. My brain just, yeah, that's how it is. I can't help it. If I see something that I know needs to be done, and I know that once I'm done with this sale, I'm going to stand up and my back is going to try to go out, which it did last night. I was fine till I stood up, and then it was like, and having had fibromyalgia for over 25 years, yeah, and then MTBI after 3 years of post-concussion syndrome, my brain is like, do it now, or, it's not going to happen. And because I live mostly by myself, like the majority of the time, there's me to take care of it. So, hello, here I am. So, hey, it's Friday. It's chill day. And usually I do a educational chat and sale, right? Been doing it for a long time now. And I've been thinking about it, and I've been like, well, I've been doing this for a long time. And those who already know. Those who have been coming for, to Fridays for a long time know a lot by now. I hope. I don't know. Now, that doesn't mean, so I feel like I don't need to spend my whole Friday just doing, what era is it? Who is the maker? How do you determine this? What about the rhinestones? Are they, is it checked glass? Is it, on and on and on, right? I do that naturally and normally with every item I pull up, as does every reseller. They say something about it. They say, check glass, blah, 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 right? But they don't explain why or how they know that. Nonetheless, you're still learning and seeing that. So it is my tendency to always go into detail, usually too much, about what things are. So I'm going to kind of shift it up and roll it around on you guys today. And I'm going to play a game today and see how that goes. So I have stuff I brought yesterday that I'm bringing back today. So anyone who was here yesterday will have a heads up if they're interested in purchasing, because you'll know the answer, probably, hopefully, maybe I'll know the answer. And I also have, excuse me, fizzy bubbles in this flavored water. Fizzy bubbles. I also have brand new stuff, which I always do, that I just got done sorting and cleaning and researching, and, or not if I didn't feel I needed to. And I want to go through fast, and I would like to make some sales. So we're going to twist this. But before I finish the details of twist, I'm Lucinda. For anyone who doesn't know who's in the gallery lurking. Hi, lurkers. Thank you for lurking. I do 2-week build-a-boxes. Saves me time on invoicing, saves me time on packing, saves you on shipping. So by the time I invoice out, it's in the 3rd week. By the time it ships, if you bought in the 1st week, that's about a month out. So if you don't want to do that and you ever purchase something and you want it, ASAP, that means for me within 2 to 4 days max, I will invoice it that evening or the next morning. The minute it's paid, the next day the post office is open. If it's on a weekend, I will take the package there so you don't have to wait. Okay? You just have to email me down there at mscwalker@att.net and tell me that. And I'm fine with that. Thank you, Heidi. I'm having a weird day, but thank you. I appreciate that. You like where'd it go? It's under here. This, look at all the shine. Look at that. I actually made the mistake of pulling it out of a package that I bought from a friend and tried to sell it. And I'm so glad it didn't sell because I bought it for myself. This is acrylic. It is not glass. It is still on a metal chain though, and it's graduated in size. It has clip-on earrings. Oh my God. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you, Heidi. I appreciate that. And I'm sorry I always have a runny nose. I went back and rewatched yesterday to see if perhaps I had done something. I know I'm all over the map. If perhaps I had done something or had a certain attitude or whatever that caused me to have no sales. Because I'm very OCD about these things. And I noticed that I sniffle a lot. And I apologize. There is pine trees blooming. My car is covered in yellow pollen and it's foggy all the time here. And it's already set on my paint of my car. And that wears the paint off the car. So you can imagine what it does to sinuses if you're allergic. So I'm sorry that I sniffly, but I am sniffly. So this is the end of week 1 in the Build-A-Box. Okay. I bill through PayPal, ship through Pirate Ship. This month is going to be the last month of Tabletop Tuesdays, where I'm offloading for a couple dollars less than I paid for it. Any household vintage that I don't want and anything that is not bought by the end of March that I do not want in my collection anymore is going to the Goodwill. Unless a reseller out there, and maybe I will contact one of my reseller friends and ask them if they want a big box for really inexpensive other than shipping. I don't know. But I just want to do jewelry. That's my love. That's my passion. That's what's happening. So today, Heidi, I think, my daughter has really bad allergies too. And I know I got my fibromyalgia from or I believe at this point after COVID very strongly that fibromyalgia is related, just like every other kind of autoimmune thing, to a virus. And now that we know like long haul COVID and the effects it has on the bodies, that virus, I really wish they'd put that research together. And I think allergies, it's a part of our immune system and it doesn't function as well. See, there I go. So I'm so sorry. I can't help it. I can either sniffle nonstop or I can blow my nose. I could turn the camera off, but I don't think I'm that gross. I don't think it's that obscene. There's not like, stuff pouring out or whatever. I don't know. My dad, and then I'm going to get to the twist. My dad was an old fashioned American guy from New Jersey, right? And he always had handkerchiefs in his pocket, and not one, but two at a time, my entire life. And I have to tell you, he had congestive heart failure and stage 3 kidney and so much stuff. And as a miracle, I was able to keep him as healthy as I was able to for as long as I was able to. I mean, but at any rate, about every 3 weeks, I had to call an ambulance for him. And the first thing on his mind, no matter how out of it he was, no matter what was going on, he also had a catheter, was, I need my giant bunch of keys. I'm talking 20 or 30 keys on a key ring that we don't even know what most of them went to at all. My wallet that, is a RFID or RDI, whatever, that you can't, get in there and get the information. And I need at least one handkerchief or I'm not going. And I'm like, dude, Dad, you're having an emergency. You're going to the hospital. I'll bring you stuff later. And he would refuse to leave. Oh my God. So finally it was just like, I would call 911, get through that call, and then go gather those things and put it in his pockets or in his robe pockets. So I was just like, okay, Dad. Okay. So the twist game is, so I'm going to still tell you, I'm going to still hold up an item and say, ... right? But about every Lulu, right there on the screen, honey. You know what? I bet you anything that you're putting .com instead of .net. So it's literally MSC, last name, Walker, like walking, at ATT, like the telephone, .net. So try that. And thank you. Heidi, I love that. And my mom always had Kleenex. I mean, to this day, I have shirts of hers, over shirts, and I'll reach in the pocket, even though it's been washed, and there's a dang Kleenex. Like, man, what is it with you people? Anyway, so the twist. About every fourth item, I'm going to hold it up, and I am going to ask you all. Now, resellers, it's not super fair if you play all the time because you'll likely win. Doesn't mean you can't play, but don't throw your hat in the ring every time, okay? Give some of the, average people out there who don't deal in costume jewelry or jewelry a chance. But I will hold up a piece and I will say, what decade is this from? What is this made of? What country did this come from? I don't know. It's going to come to me as we go along. And the first person who answers that in the way that I'm looking for the answer, and no, I'm not going to write it down. This is a trust thing. Oh yeah, there's no Lucinda. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Oh, that's confusing. I was just trying to say I'm Lucinda at ... I was trying to create a smaller banner. Oh, Lulu. Well, no wonder you didn't know what the heck. what's going on. My apologies. Well, hi, Jen. Welcome in. How are you? So I will hold it up, and then based on that answer, you get it right, you're going to be entitled to a purchase over, I'm going to type this in the chat, purchase or purchase, whoops, I better do this right, or purchases over $25 today only, you will get $5 off. Additionally, I always forget that I put all caps on. Purchases over, I'll just say a total of, it's easier that way, $50, you get $7 off today only. Yeah, I should take the ad out. Thank you for that, Lulu. I really appreciate that feedback. It never occurred to me that it never occurred to me, but thank you. That's good feedback. So that's going to be the twist. That's going to be the game. So you could wind up saving quite a bit of money depending on what's going on today. So I am going to do some pieces from yesterday because they were good pieces and I was 100% confused as to why nobody wanted them. And so this is the first one I'm going to do. I'm going to start this out. Hey, Kat, how are you? I'm going to start this out with asking this question. And Ducky isn't here yet. So starting bid. Okay. Oh, I can't because I just told you what it was. Yeah, I've never done this game before. So we're just going to, how could I do that? I know how I can do it. We can still play this game. Okay, so there's the starting bid, $65. I brought this yesterday. We can still do it, y'all. I have faith. So I'm going to show it to you, and then I'm going to ask you a question. Here is the antique brass scent bottle. It is not, I showed it yesterday. It is all hand carved. You can see the carving marks, the tool marks on the brass. If I can get the light just right. There's a lot of them out there, but I believe they were made in another country. That could be a question. I believe they were made in another country. That's going to be the question. See the lines right there? As they scraped it, and see how uneven it is? All of them are this exact shape with some type of engraving like this, some floral. They all have holes in the top here. Why? I have no idea. This is a scent bottle, not a perfume dauber. It unscrews. It was never meant to have a glass dauber. So you can even see there. It's not, see that? that's hand poured and carved, not machine made. And these are out there and they sell for double what I'm asking. So there's 2 questions I could ask you, and this is about 2.5 inches long. There's 2 questions I can ask you. But I think if you go back, sorry, cat. We talked about this yesterday. For anyone who was here, here's the clasp. So this would have been an easy question. I do not believe in any way that this was the original beaded with large silver spacers. I do not know if they're sterling or not. To this bottle, it is done on cotton thread, so it's definitely a vintage chain. But I believe it was a replacement chain. I could be wrong, but I believe it was a replacement chain. It's also much older, based on these tiny chipped seed beads. Probably 60s to 70s, because they're so itsy bitsy. And I know beads from doing jewelry. This doesn't say anything about 925. Didn't test it. Not too worried about it. Now, so what the question is, and this, since it's over $50, is a $7 off. What the question is, think about 100 years ago over in Europe. And where might this have been made to import into Europe more than America, but also America? It also could have contained something like cloves for toothache or opium for if you had the vapors. So anyone who, now this doesn't mean you have to purchase this item, but you would get $7 off an over $50 purchase in total. I don't think it's German, and I don't think it's Turkish unless Jen knows something I don't, which is highly probable. Jen, you've never been in one of my sales before, and I absolutely know that you know more than me. You agree with Jen. Morocco. Wow. See, so I was thinking of this country that we took over, a very large country that we took over, that makes stuff out of these materials to this day. That's where my brain was going. Now, I don't actually know the for real answer. Nice, Heidi. So, Jen, let me ask you, do you know for a fact that this was made in Turkey? Because Jen is like the go-to for so many resellers if they have a question about a stone. So, Jen, you may actually know that that is the answer. I mean, I could see that. But so, where in the heck is a something? Okay, so where my mind was going was items like this, these inlaid brass. And this actually happens to be very old plastic. I've been really surprised it hasn't tested positive for bakelite. And there's, lots of this type of inlay. Yes, India. Okay, so that's where I was going. I was going with India. And I don't know the actual answer. Morocco doesn't feel wrong either. But because of the quantity and the quality of these. India has been making things out of brass and inlaying them forever. And we took over India and it was our empire. And we had all the tea plantation fields and all our ambassadors over there dying in the heat. Oh my God, they hated the posting, blah, blah, blah. Because this is Victorian. So that's what I was thinking was India. Hi, Karen. How are you? So everyone's coming to my sale today. What did Happy Ducky do to me? Oh, my goodness. Yes, exactly. So, okay. Well, and that would be Moroccan, Jen. Those big brass tables are more with the whole Turkish coffee setup. So I would have to say that either way, I was thinking India, but Morocco is a strong possibility as well. And I will do a deeper dive. So I'm going to type in that Jen wins a $7 off. And let me show you how long it is. And then if anyone's interested, you can put in a bid. You could have done that at any time. And I'll put in that Jen gets, woo, look at that. The ring light is just blew that out completely. So it comes down to right at the top of the bosom here. I believe yesterday when I did this, it's about a 26-inch with the bottle. And the light is just blowing it out. But you have seen it. And obviously you could put it on with a clasp instead. So, Jen won. I was thinking India, but I like the Moroccan. So see, we're still, Karen, I have been watching you lately, and I think I watched you yesterday, was it? Or the day before? And I adored, you saw me. I was there. We said hi. I loved everything you were bringing. So Jen, yep, I enjoyed it. And your costume jewelry, right up my alley. Jen wins. Everyone congratulate Jen. Jen, you have a $7. Oh, good Lord. $7 off purchase. That's going to get old to type. Over $50 today. Surprise, surprise. I know, right? I was like, uh-oh, Jen. Jen is gonna. So this is still available at $65. And I love this. Well, you're helping me. Yeah, Heidi, check it out. Heidi, do you know how to do a Google image search? And if not, get Google and then research how to do it. But don't go with the first item that pops up. You got to know what you have, and you've got to take a couple different pictures from maybe a couple angles and look for a maker's name. And, you got to really do a deep dive. Okay, so that was fun, right? I hope so. Oh, well, Heidi, send me an email and I'll do I'll lay it out for you. Okay? So, I enjoyed that. Doug, why in the world? What did Ducky do to me? Everyone in the world is in here. You guys are freaking me out. I appreciate the support, but now I'm like, uh-oh. Hi, Jessica. Thank you for sharing me out. I appreciate that. Okay, so this is just going to be a straight bid. Hi, everyone. Ducky. Everyone's going to give me feedback now, right? Starting bid. Oh, my gosh. I hope everyone is having a wonderful, wonderful, chill Friday evening. So this is just a straight starting bid price. Like I said, I'm going to do that every about 4 items. Oh, y'all are going to make me nervous. There's like 3 or 4 of you that have never been that I know of in my sales before. So first off, here's this beautiful old celluloid container. And the minute you open it, the rose scent just comes wafting out. It's so beautiful. And there's a whole piece of paper all about what it is. And it's carved. It's probably about 10. I don't know beyond a hexagon. Yeah. What that shape would be called. If anyone is a math nerd and knows, let me know. This is underneath the lucite or the celluloid. I think it's celluloid, not lucite. Excuse me. It could be lucite though. These are older. They are definitely still made. This is an older one. This is beautiful. Jessica. Well, Heidi, all the big people are in here. Anyone who doesn't know Jessica and her dumpster finds, go check her out. She has a channel, and if I wasn't busy, I would drop it. So it has, this is not sterling silver. It has, your Jesus on a cross. Nice chain construction. I believe that is Mother Mary. And these beads are made out of pressed rose petals. Now, I am a devotee of a woman who is Hindu, and they still make pressed rose petal beads. It's a whole intensive process. But in order to have it smell really strongly, they also add a perfume to the beads, because otherwise it wouldn't have quite the same effect. But they're lovely. They're like a red earth color, if you will. And I wish we had smell-o-vision. If we had smell-o-vision, you could really I mean, it smells like a real rose, not some fake, candle scent. No clasp, obviously. Quite long. How long, you say? Well, glasses and necklaces without without a clasp is always interesting. This is in the middle of things. So instead of 26, it's about 29 probably. And I think it falls pretty nicely. And it just smells heavenly. Isn't it pretty nice though, Doug? You know where I got it. I love this. And it fits perfect. I was so happy with that. And then Tanya gifted me this. What is this stone? Mr. Raven's chest. What is it? Like horsehair jasper? I love it. And it fit me perfectly. It was a gift. I didn't know it was in the box when I opened it. And boy, I bought this whole bunch of stuff from Tanya that I guess she was just done playing with. And then someone else sent me a gift, like, I don't know, 10 pounds of stuff. I'm sorting and sorting and sorting. You got me on the white one. Well, Jen's Jims might know. I mean, that I know it's a newer sterling silver. That much is obvious to me. But that white, I don't know. I just know from pottery. If I saw this on pottery, it would be called horsehair on Native American pottery. So that's where I got that from. And it, sometimes it's very obvious. Magnesite. Okay, thank you. So I am going to do a buy it now. I'm not sure. Jessica, are you leaving? Okay, bye, Jessica. And like I said, it's just me, or I would drop Jessica's link. But she finds great stuff in the dumpster, and she does shorts all the time. So check her out. Okay. So I'm calling this is a buy it now, and I'm calling it a clip. It clearly is missing whatever it needed. Okay, so I'll tell you what I would do with it. It is definitely older. I can tell by the construction. It's not prong set. They are glued in. However, it's really heavy pot metal. And based on the sparkle and shine of these stones and everything else that's going on, I mean, in the sun, it's ridiculous. That's the one thing I always want in here is sun, just when I have rhinestones, so you can see the sparkle. Never happens, though. It's a fantasy. Even though they're not prong set, based on the heavy pot metal of this piece, 60s, and the clarity of the rhinestones is really good. So I'm going to leave it at that. I would say, Austria, or which is a little too much, or Czech, but I don't have enough information to know. It is a half oval shape. I think maybe it had to do with hair, or possibly it was a brooch. So you know what I would do with this immediately? I don't have the right thing on. Do I have? Here you go. That's not the right bag. I would turn it into a pendant. I would, Jen's Jim, as far as I can figure out, knows like everything. Which can't be true, because no one knows everything, and I'm always learning and still learning. But she knows her stones in jewelry, semi-precious and otherwise, big time. So this is what I would do. I just put this on a sterling silver chain. I'm not sure this is, this is not the correct. It's like a kind of a miniature snake chain, but not quite. It's kind of, to me, a mixture of a snake and a box chain. But I would hang this. Look, pendant. Instant. It didn't need a bail. It doesn't need a jump ring. It doesn't need anything. It just needs the right chain. and it hangs perfectly. It's absolutely symmetrical because it's really heavy pot metal. And it's a buy it now at 16. So yeah, that's what I've got to say about that. And it is, so this channel, all of you big resellers, this channel is smaller, and I'm a little more casual about how I roll, and especially on Fridays. But in general, I'm just like, we'll get there. We'll figure it out. It's 2 inches across and 1.5 inches wide. And it, if you could figure out a way to make it back into a hair thing, like for a pony, for a wedding or something, that would be great too. Yeah, I haven't gotten anything unless you just sent it, Doug, which is possible. I as of about noon, noonish, my brunch breakfast time. I haven't seen it, but I will check. Thank you. So, and I don't do recaps. So anyone, coming in later or who watches on the replay, hey, see something? Reach out, let me know. Hey, Mr. E.L. Page, how is it going? Yeah, a purse or a hat. I mean, you could even put a safety pin on it and attach it. You could use it in a shadow box. There's, we could go on and on with that. Thank you, Karen. I've been dealing in costume vintage jewelry since the mid-70s. My mom and I used to sell at the Alameda Flea Market here in California, in the Bay Area. Before it was the antique fair once a month. It was every weekend at the drive-in movie theater lot, and it was bigger then than it is now. And we also sometimes went to the Berkeley Flea Market. And back then we got 50 pounds of returns to the top department stores for $50. And some were broken, some needed a clasp or a jump ring, they might be tangled. And we just put a sheet on the floor and sorted it out like people do with jewelry jars today. And we would make like $500 to $700 a day in 1976, 1977. Dealers bought from us sterling silver chains for like 50 cents. It was a blast. But getting up that time of day, woo, lordy. Okay, I'm going to do this piece, and then we're going to, well, you know what? This is going to be a piece where I ask a question. Let's see. So the starting bid on this set is going to be, I'm definitely a California and a Berkeley girl, Heidi. The starting bid on this set is $38. So this was not seen yesterday, but I think that people here by now should be able to have some idea what you're looking at. I've spent so much time educating you, and if you don't, that's okay. So here's the chain. The chain is that definitive kind of giveaway. That kind of dates it, the construction of that chain, unless it's a repop. Then it has this lovely finial. I'll take it off of, this is Molly. Meet Molly. She's one of my helpers. Say hi, Molly. And it is these half moons. It is these half moons. Beautiful. Basically a turquoise blue. Basically a turquoise blue. Let me take it off of Molly. And I'll show you this question is coming. Not, Heidi, you're close. You're close, but not quite, because thermoset would have, similar to moon glow, a kind of shine. And this is more matte. But Heidi, good on you. That's dang close. That is dang close. I'm proud of you, Heidi. Here's the back. Now, see, the way that silver is looks modern because it's so heavy. It is not. So I could ask 2 questions about this piece. It doesn't have a maker. It is beginning right there to turn. The silver coating is just beginning to go down to the pot metal. Let me show you the earrings. And the question is, what decade is this from? Yeah, Heidi, that was great. Heidi, you've only been coming to my Fridays for a couple weeks, and I'm just like, wow, that is so impressive. You take good notes. You listen well. I don't always, my brain gets really squirrely. So, you would think that this is like a Coro or something, right? Here's the earrings. Clip on, of course. Hi, Dana Grace. What's going on? How are you? The only thing, this earring has this little, it's like a melt spot. And there's just absolutely nothing I can do about that. I tried rubbing it. I don't want to try to sand it down or something because it's just going to ruin it. Oh, and obviously these are one of those ones that you have to wear correctly, right? Like this and this. Yep. 40s. I'll take 40s. I mean, I was going with 30s. It's celluloid, not lucite. But I will take 40s. It's close enough. 30s into the early 40s at the most. And it is a collar. It is a shorty. It is a collar necklace. This is about, and that's with the extender fully extended. So it's about a 14-inch. But isn't it beautiful? And if you don't wear clip-on earrings, or you don't like that the one piece has that melt spot, this is just getting harder and harder to find this type of stuff. You could take the clip-ons off with a tool and make a couple brooches with some modern brooch pins. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. So, Dana Grace, since you won, and $38 is less than $50, you have won. Come on down. You're the winner. And you get $5 off purchase. This is purchases over 25. Excuse me, not 35. Congratulations. Well, maybe you came in late, Dana. today, instead of doing like my whole spiel, and now I've had this set since I started when eBay started selling on eBay. And the person I bought it from, the reseller, I think it was their grandmother's, or I mean, it's been around. It's been around and it's been in my box forever. So Dana Grace, I'm playing a twist today. I'm playing a twist. Instead of me telling you all what everything is and educating you, I've been doing that for so long with my limited knowledge that I decided today was going to be reversed, and I was going to ask a question, and whoever answered, in the best acceptable way first, depending on if it's around $25 or if it's over $50 with the item I'm holding, gets, just for today, money off of their purchase. So that's what's happening. Now you're up to date. And I'm okay, Dana. Yesterday was the 1-year anniversary of my father's transition. So it's been a little like that, So I showed this yesterday, and I am going to put a starting bid of, I'm going to drop the price. How do I want to describe this? Boom. That was a lot of words. That was a lot of words. So this came out, my mother, in June. It will be 4 years. So this came out of my mother's jewelry box. And this was family. She did not wear things like this. And it is too small for me. And I have a lot of family jewelry. There is the gold-filled 120 mark tag. It has the safety clasp and the regular clasp. Here's the safety tiny clasp. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh, good Lord. That's the clasp with the hang tag. And then the regular, and this is the real deal with the gold. It's not the modern knockoff. I tested it. It is the real thing. And like I said, it was in my mom's family stuff. So I believe that's onyx. That has to be a really nice, I call it jelly bean jade. So nice. And see that? The light shines through. Typical, right? But this is nice fat pieces instead of, plastic or just your tiny little chips. And all the carvings, of course, are the same. They're that scarab beetle. It's from China. Tiger's eye, lapis. And see the construction here? So I'm thinking 1950s, maybe early 60s, but based on this, that says 1950s to me. That's a very common closure for 1950s. And here is a carnelian. Look at how lovely the carnelian is. Sits up nice and high. And it's tiny. Look how tiny. Look how tiny. And I think this is lapis. Jen's Gems. Yeah, Doug, I can't believe it either. It doesn't feel like that to me at all. And earlier I was telling this story about his handkerchiefs and refusing to go in the ambulance when he's like having a heart attack or like he's out of his mind, with his UTIs, unless he has all his stuff, including his handkerchiefs. Well, I have a washed, pressed handkerchief on my pillow in my bed, and I often hold on to it at night like a little stuffy, right? It's a weird thing, but I mean, it's just so my dad. So I believe this is lapis. Jen, are you still in here? Doug, what am I, Doug? Why am I ignoring you? Doug, Thank you, Dana. Is this lapis? Because I can't imagine it's sapphire. I'm assuming it's lapis lazuli. And obviously you're just guessing, okay? Because I know that's carnelian. I know the black is onyx. I know the green is jade. I know that's tiger's eye. And this, God, it's really a nice one. I don't know. Her father traveled a lot as an accountant. So I'm assuming he picked it up. Is that lapis? Best guess if you're here. And it's tiny. Like I said, it's tiny. My best guess is that it's 2 inches. So that's like I measured it. It's hard to do that without having, the cone, which I don't have. I usually use my own wrist. So I'm thinking it's like a size 2 inches. I'm going to go with 6 to 6.25. It's small. It's slender. But it's beautiful. So there we go. It's a going down. Okay. It's a going down. Let's do another really fun piece that I just got in. And then I'll do another giveaway. And this, I researched it before I came on. And remember, I don't do recaps, so we're just going to pass. How is everyone doing out there? Is everyone doing okay? Everyone have a beverage? Have your popcorn, have your dessert, have your coffee, sorting your inventory, doing invoicing, taking a break. How are we doing? Agate. Wow, you would guess they are all agate. Really? That's a very interesting thing. So this that looks like tiger's eye is agate. That's and this, the black agate, that is really interesting. I never would have thought that. I don't know where that hair came from. I never ever. And so does the blue have pyrite, as in like inclusions type of semi-precious stones is something I'm just learning. It's always been like costume. And the only thing I needed to worry about was if it was gold or silver. So I'm like, I have no idea. I don't know, Doug. So I will research this further. Thank you. Because this whole time I have been assuming that these stones on all of these bracelets, more modern or older like this, are indeed what they appear to be. But now I'm thinking, good grief, they're all agate. I feel ripped off. So now I'm gonna put this over here so I can research it. Okay, I was just about to test this, even though I'm pretty sure I know the answer before I show it to you all and put a price in there. Something I've started to do. Sometimes I do it. I did a bunch before I came on, and sometimes I need to do it when I come on. Sorry, dead air. Dead air sucks. I apologize. It's really boring. And then testing with, I have a ring light above me that 5 different colors if I flip the switch, and a ring light to the side of me. Okay. Well, this is what I thought. So I'm really glad I did this. I researched this, and people were saying that it's sterling silver. And it had a lot of black, and I cleaned that off like sterling silver. But I wasn't buying that it was sterling silver. Hi, Ducky. Hello, hello. So I'm going to, and everyone was saying this was sterling silver. But I was like, well, I'm not so sure about that. Starting bid, and oh my Lord. But nonetheless, it's really cool. Now, I may be using words that all you bigger resellers would not use because I don't now, but that's all right. So this is not sterling silver, but it's really cool. And this might be something I come back to and change the price. It is okay to say I don't know. Thank you, Ducky. So I know what part they're talking about is silver. There is a part that is silver. Here is the hook for the closure or the clasp, right? It's very solid, very heavy duty. And look at this piece. I cleaned a lot of the black off, but I like to leave some patina. There is a brand new company, and I got a lot of hits on that, called Crystal or something like that. This is not that. I think Crystal took their design from whoever this artist is. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 panels. And I love the way it flows. It's heavy, not like super heavy, but it's not light. This would be a good one to use some of that money off of your purchases. Then it has this extender chain with, this is silver. This Turkish coin that is very old, and it is silver, even though it's a tiny little coin. And there is, yeah. So that's the front of it. I love this. It's too small for me, or it would be hanging out with me for a while. Here's the back of it. This was obviously, isn't it cool, Ducky? Ducky, you got all these, Ducky, you got all these big reseller friends and acquaintances to come in. Scared the bejesus out of me. Ducky, you are so tricksy, Ducky. So I don't know if, I mean, you can see my mouth really large there. I'm not from Turkey. I have no idea of how to date something like this. I can tell that it's older, it's been around, and it's very worn. I don't know if those are words. I think that's a figure. Look how well it's put on there on the end of the extender. Such a good piece. So this is silver. Yes, Ducky, you absolutely have. This is just beautiful. So see what I mean? It doesn't quite fit me. Almost, but not quite. Look how pretty fabulous. So it must be like a pewter. And I can check about magnetic. So I would say this would fit a 7 down to a 6.75, easy peasy. And I think it's pretty spiffy. I think it's pretty spiffy. Wait a minute. The jump rings are magnetic, but the mod style design is not magnetic. I think it's pewter. Yes, Karen has a lovely channel. She's very soothing. You'll enjoy her, Heidi. So, there you go. Don't do recaps. I'm gonna do something that, Ducky, I'm gonna do something that I haven't done in the past, but I think I'm gonna start doing it occasionally. I will drop this to $35. I will drop this to $35 just for today. Starting bid, drop it to $35 just for today. And it's going down. If someone changes their mind, let me know. Let me know. It's going in a bag and it's going down. Yeah, Raven's chest is a lot of fun as well. And he's all the people that showed up today, thank you so much. And all of them are just lovely, sweet, kind people who are passionate about jewelry. Yep. Okay. So, what else did I show yesterday? Okay. I showed these yesterday. So this is going to be a question. These are going to be a starting price of $14. And if you win, you'll get $5 off purchase of $25 or more total. Okay. So these are clip-on earrings. And I dropped them way down from yesterday. 15, Ducky. 15. Oh. Which necklace? If you, because I might pull it up today, Lulu. You never know. You don't want me to do that. So I showed these yesterday, and I was conflicted about what decade they were from. And I wound up in a certain place. They are made in Japan. It was 36. These earrings or the necklace? Lulu. Oh, I don't know. We'll get there. So, it's the typical pieces of mother of pearl with the seed beads, clip-on earrings, made in Japan. The question is, what decade are they from? Hi, Heather. Hi, Bruce. How are you? Everyone is going to come in today and then never come back because I was not prepared for all of you. I mean, I do my thing anyway, but good Lord, I'm feeling very honored and overwhelmed. So what decade did I decide? I started out because it was very typical that Japan made costume jewelry, earrings like this with the stacks of mother of pearl in the 30s, especially with these little clear seed beads like this wired onto the back. But then I discovered that it had plastic for the wiring on the back. See the plastic, not metal. So instead of 1930s pre-war, I changed my mind to that they were in what decade to win $5 off your purchases. What decade? And if you weren't here, take a guess. We're doing a twist for $5 off because it's below 25. $5 off this item or any total of 25, not this item, $25 or more. And then we're doing $50. That's the twist tonight. So it has the plastic mesh to wire the backs on. So what decade do you think this is? Or what style? What era? Guess? Anyone? No one? They're really pretty. I love clear seed beads. And I love the stack. I love the movement. Nope. Okay. Ducky, that's hilarious. Your package is not so fragile that and I wrapped the bejesus out of it. Yes, do share Bruce's channel. Okay. So because of the plastic, I'm just going to answer and nobody wins. Because of the plastic, in interest of time and moving on, because of the plastic backing and not the typical metal that you would wire these pieces into, they are, originally I thought 20s or 30s, more 30s. And in fact, that would be true if they had the metal wiring. That would likely be the case. And I did research these before I came on today. With the plastic that's there, these are MCM. So likely 60s, starting at 15. MCM. Deborah. Hi, Deborah. How are you? So yeah, they fooled me. But that plastic, the minute I saw it yesterday, I was like, no, nope. It's not a Bakelite. It's just a acrylic to wire the pieces. And then you glue it onto the back of these clip-ons, made in Japan. So starting bid of 15. Nobody wins that one. MCM, 60s. Okay, I am trying to do pieces I did yesterday, but also brand new pieces. Kat, are you still here? Are you having a good night, honey? Let's see. Did I bring, what else did I bring? I brought a lot of stuff. Okay, let's try this, and then I'm gonna, well, no, because that's gonna be one of those. Okay, let's do these. These are so fun. Deborah, it's very nice to meet you. Welcome in. Good one. There you go. So these are on a really crappy, dirty earring card, and I want to take it off. I tested these for Bakelite right off the bat. Not Bakelite. They're very old. These are going to start, Ducky, these are going to start at $18, and I think that's a really good deal. And again, I was really surprised they didn't test for Bakelite. So these are going to start at $18. So you can see, sometimes I feel like I sound like an idiot. You can see here that the clip-on is worn down to the copper. And there's the acrylic piece that was used to attach it. And honest to God, this was why I thought Bakelite, because they look homemade. And then and look how old the clip, they look homemade. And now look at the earrings. These earrings starting at 18 are so cool. And they have a jump ring. They also, because it's just glue like that, you could probably soak that off and get rid of the button top and just have the bottom on wires if you so desired. Now that's up to you. I words fail me. This is orange tortoise shell. What do y'all think? 1950s? 1960s? I have never seen something clip on with the copper like that with this delicious twist, which is why, and they're not newer, they're definitely older. And look at how worn that is. Sorry, it's so bright and shiny. These are very fun. These are very fun. Look at these. Now, again, these are probably directional, but maybe not. Nope, not. Let's put one on. Hold on. Ah! I have my other earrings on, so it's a little strange, but look at that. They're very, very light. And they're just an orange root beer tortoise shell. And they weigh nothing. The clips work perfectly. I think they're fun, fun, fun. I think they're fun, fun, fun. They're, yeah, faux Bakelite. Yep, exactly. That was the idea. Where'd that hair come from? They're supposed to look like Bakelite. Yeah, it's like pulled taffy, right? And I was surprised. Didn't come up Bakelite. Everything about them looks homemade. And this is a rod. See? That was put through the plastic, and then that becomes the connector to the jump ring to the earrings. And they are fun and funky. I wish I had these when I still went out all the time. They are 2.5 inches wide by yeah, 2 inches long. And again, I really see these as taking the button part off. There's a jump ring is already there, and putting it on a wire and wearing it, or wearing them, excuse me. Fun, 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 fun. Okay, no takers. I'm surprised. I thought, I think $18 is a decent price to start at, and I've never seen anything like it. And yeah, I mean, even the edges are raw, where they cut right there after they pulled it through like twisted taffy. It just, everything about them screams Bakelite. Now, the only thing I have to test is Heidi. Yeah, like that's a problem. The only thing I have to test for Bakelite, because I live in California, is 409. But when I get a hit from 409, it's really obvious, and I got nothing from these. Semichrome is a forever chemical, so it is banned here. It is banned here in California, and I'm okay with that. Okay, let's do, oh Lord, let's do these. I love these. Let's do another fun and funky pair of earrings. And Gigi. Hi, Gigi, honey. How are you? Gigi, they're so fun, right? Ah, Gigi. Hi, honey. How's your husband? We can go ahead and count it down for Gigi. We can just basically say sold. Gigi, and I'm still putting your box together and about to send you an invoice. So I will just include these if you want, honey. That is so cool. You're the perfect person. Gigi. And thank you. Gigi, honey. Not Gigi, honey. Everyone, if y'all could throw up some if y'all could throw up some prayers for Gigi, I would love that. Gigi's a wonderful, sweet person who I've been around for the last couple of years, and she has stuff going on in her life right now. So, you know, we all need a little bit, don't we? Yeah. You have a contusion, Gigi, honey? If there's anything I can do, let me know. And Lulu, honey, I still don't know what necklace it was for $36. Oh, maybe I do. That was 42. Do I? Lulu, Lulu, you should tell me which one it was, because otherwise I'm gonna wind up bringing it back up for sale. You're going to the doctor today, Gigi, or tomorrow? Monday, maybe. Okay. These are going to be another chance to get $5 off your purchases. Gigi, we're doing a twist where if you guess the decade or the maker or the material or whatever question it is that I ask, depending on the price of the item that I bring, you get $5 off up to something, or $7 off up to something in purchases. Okay. So these are crystals, clear and black with gold ball. Oh, 36. I thought I started that at 42 though. I know what we're talking about. And we're talking about this one, the Vendome style. I might have lowered it to 36. This is the one you want, right, Lulu? Because I was about to bring this up. So please tell me now before I do. Because this is the one. Yes. Okay. It's yours, Lulu. Thank you. This is a fantastic necklace. I was really surprised when no one purchased it yesterday, because it's stunning. It's absolutely stunning. Hold on. Let me replace that piece of paper and put your name in it, and just, yeah. This. Everyone, y'all missed out on this. This thing is so beautiful. So, I mean, just the clasp, and it's on metal, and it's all glass with rondelles. Bruce probably would love this one. Thank you so much, Lulu. Enjoy. It's one of my favorite pieces of inventory I've had lately. Karen, I will ship to Canada, but as we all know, I haven't shipped to Canada for, good Lord, about a year. Because the insanity of y'all's post office service, and then all of you having to pay the tariffs, and it's just been a mess. But I will ship to Canada. Oh, Gigi, honey. Gigi, don't break my heart. So the answer is yes, I will. I just, I always worry because, it's a whole thing. Thank you for asking. So these earrings are going to start at $14. And they're vintage. Vintage earrings start at $14. These are the twist, where I'm going to ask you a question, and because they're 25 or under, you will get $5 off your shipping of $25 or more in total purchases if you guess the answer. However, you can't build up multiple $5 or $7 off. So if you already have a $5 off, which somebody did, and because I've never done this before, I literally didn't write it down. I had in my piece of paper 42, but Lulu, I will rewatch. I've just made a note. On my piece of paper, it said 42. but I will rewatch because there was a lag in between when I pulled up what the price was. And so the old item would be up. Ducky, I think, was doing like triple duty. God bless her for helping me. And then when the new items price came up. So I will rewatch. And thank you, Lulu. Who in the heck, y'all, who won the first $7? I accepted it. It was good enough. It was in the beginning. Who was it? What is wrong with me that I didn't see? This is the first time I've ever done that. And I didn't write it down. Oh, my Lord. That is terrible. I'm going to take a second and scroll up here because that's unacceptable. Unacceptable. Where is it? It was before Ducky came in. And I put that, but who won? Who won? It might have been Jen. I think it was Jen. It was Jen. Oh, and Jen is paying her gift forward. But it was Jen. Yep. Now, Jen is saying that you're going to pay your $7. You got $7 off. It was right out of the gate with the scent bottle or the clove bottle. $7 off. But Jen, I don't know if you're still here. I know you're super busy and everyone has sales tonight. So if you're paying it forward, you're going to have to come back in here and tell me who you're paying it forward to because Ducky wasn't here and I completely missed that. Thank you. Thank you, Heidi. Okay. So, Jen. It's Jen. Now, so Ducky, did you get that these start at 14? Clip-on vintage earrings, and I'm going to ask a question for $5 off. Total purchases of $25 or more up to $50. Dana. What is my problem? Who's Dana? Deborah is here. She's brand new. Dana Grace. Thank you. I'm so used to saying the whole thing. I never just say Dana. I always say Dana Grace. I'm like, who's that? Oh, I've known Dana for, my gosh, 4 or 5 years since like COVID era. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Good Lord. Takes a village. This is why. Thank you. And Gigi, if you're in that much pain, honey, dear God, I'm so sorry. The material of the thermoset. Oh, it is that the blue moon is celluloid. It's not thermoset. And all of them are plastics. Heidi, if that helps. So here is these fabulous clip-on earrings. AB coating. That's a big clue, right? What decade? Yep. What decade? I'm saying Ducky and decade at the same time. Clip on. They don't say who. They're in incredible shape. What decade are these from? For $5 off towards purchases just today. I'm having fun with you all. This is metal, gold tone metal. And then this is this lovely, so I love plastic. I love plastic. That's like my biggest downfall. Not semi-precious, not sterling silver, not gold, plastic. So that's metal, and then it's layered, and that's plastic. AB coated. They're really nicely stacked and layered. I love these. I wish I had the message. The message. I'm reading what Ducky says. And she said question, but for me it translated as message. What decade are these from? Your best guess. It's pretty simple. Just your best guess. You just put it in the chat. Or if no one wants to, we'll just move on. They start, and they're for sale, you know, starting bid at 14. I like 50s. Definitely. So yeah, Ducky, you're correct. They are based on this plastic, which is, I don't know. It's just some type of plastic. That's all I know. But it's very firm. It's almost like a super thick rubber bandish plastic. And the AB gives it away. I mean, that's a big clue, right? AB coating started in the like mid-late 50s. So, and then that plastic style with the stacked metal, 50s into the 60s, a tiny bit into the 70s, but not for very long. So that is correct. Yep. I think more 50s than 60s. And so Ducky wins. Ducky, type in that you won. And then if you buy anything, you get $5 off. Total of $25 in purchases today only. See that? Isn't that cool? So it has the metal backing, the metal here, and then the layers of plastic to make it really stand up as a flower. And they're big. And you know what you could do with these? Easily. These could be in your hair. Right? On a bobby pin, because the clip in the back is still super tight. So, well, but Ducky, I mean, you won. Unless you want to gift it to someone else. Jen said she wanted to, but I think Jen left. I mean, everyone, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is when all the resellers, prime real estate, right? So nobody's interested. 14, huh? Okay. I will, Ducky, if you change your mind, these are, it's $5 off, $25 or more, but below 50 total purchases just today. And these are 14. And I'm not ready to drop these lower than that. This plastic doesn't always or usually remain in such good shape. Pieces get broken off, they go missing, and these are in perfect condition, like they sat in someone's jewelry box. So I am not willing to drop the price yet. And I learned that from Leslie, how if there's a gold setting, then the ABs look orange. I was listening to her. And if it's silver, the ABs will have like a blue sheen. And these have that orange. Yeah, so I thought that was fun. So we're going to pass on these, y'all. We're passing on these. I don't know. I think I'm having a hard time deciding what to show you all. So well, Heidi AB coating was invented in what, Ducky, like 1956? So when you see cut rhinestones, crystal or otherwise, of any color that don't have coating on it, then it's pre-1956. My cat is over here sneezing. My cat has the weirdest allergies. I mean, the weirdest allergies. I don't, she was feral, and she's a calico. I think she's a calico, tortoiseshell calico. And she has a super tiny, short pug nose, so she gets irritated really easily. I'm testing this right quick before I say anything to you all. And I figured out the great trick of using only gold tester, because it too works on silver. Yeah, just a little bit different, but it's the same. So I'm like, hallelujah, you only need one type of tester. Okay, so these are coated. These are coated. Coated. What the heck am I saying? Not coated. They have some sterling silver overlay. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes you really have to drill it down with me. Yes. So these are going to start at, oh, look at that. I don't know who this is. This is probably very important. These are earrings, probably 1970s. And on the back, they're going to start at 18. On the back, where's my loop? On the back, they say MBSF. Okay, so they're starting at 18. They're earrings, pierced earrings. I believe I've been down this rabbit hole. MB and SF is actually, if I'm not mistaken, this is a woman in San Francisco who started a retro vintage look jewelry line, and it's meant to look like sterling silver, gold, semi-precious stones, and look vintage or antique, but it is not. And I'm pretty sure that's who this is, because I went down a huge rabbit hole with her. And the MB and the SF are separated. Her name is like Mary something. I'm not sure. I'll show you with the loop. And I'll show you the front. Yes, exactly. That's it. And that's it. So see, they're meant to look like sterling silver, and they do. They have a little bit of overlay, and I love these huge earring backs. That these two are meant to look vintage. Look. Uh-oh, I just dropped one of them. I'll be right back. I'm going down, but I'll get back up. Here I am. So see, even these post back studs, these from the 1960s, 1970s, had that flourish cutout. So she even mimicked that instead of doing like the plastic caps. That's why until I saw that name, I was like, oh, these are 1970 earrings. So these are probably early 2000s. I love the motion in these. And you know what I just realized? If they'd stop moving. They kind of look like a peace sign minus the two X's. Don't they? And they've got that motion. I love motion. Hi, Sandra. How are you? Yes, exactly. That's exactly right. And I do believe that those are actually tiny turquoise chips. And they're just, I mean, teeny tiny. It's possible that she skimped out and used, a dyed howlite. It's possible. But I don't think so. It's just because it's such a small amount. But I don't have a presidium. Look at there you go. See all the work to make it look like it's artisan hammered, which it might be. I mean, she's just one person in San Francisco, and her line is actually pretty small. And there's the back. They are, I think they're great. And her whole idea, as has been some other people who do repops, is you can wear these and feel like you're wearing something, really vintage and high end and cool. But if it got stolen, it wouldn't matter so much to you when you're traveling. That was the idea. Post back, 2 inches long, an inch across. $18. Oh, yeah, that's true. Well, they're only 2 inches. So these would go with my shirt really well. These are not even as long as the sapphires that I'm wearing, or these are not sapphires. These are opals. No, moonstones. They're moonstones. So these would not get caught. Unless, well, maybe with you, Heidi, because you live in such a cold climate and you really wrap your scarf up. Anyway, they start at 18. If you're interested, let me know. I've got them. Going down, I have, let's do something entirely different. How are you tonight, Sandra? Welcome in. I appreciate it. It's good to meet you. I have not met you before, correct? I have seen you on Karen's channel in the chat, and I think Melly. At any rate, I don't think in Z. Are you from New Zealand? Is that what you're saying? Oh, yeah. Yep. I understand that one, Heidi. So we're passing on that. I am enjoying what I'm bringing tonight. I hope that all of you are enjoying what I'm bringing and feel that I'm doing a reasonable job of showing them and my prices. I hope. Let's see if this says I don't think it does. And even if it does, I don't think I care. Yeah. It doesn't. This is going to be a buy it now. It's super sweet. Buy it now for $10. Oh, you are from New Zealand. Well, hi, Sandra. My best friend's mother was born in New Zealand and moved, then came over here, married to a man from England. And after they divorced, she remarried. And when their kids, not my best friends, but the stepfather and that mom, my best friend's mom, when the twins they had were what, about 14, she moved back to New Zealand and lived on a sheep farm somewhere. I never was able to go over and see them. One of them is now an artist, and yeah, beautiful people. Beautiful. So this is $10. Buy it now. Tiny little bracelet. I believe that these are teeny tiny little coral and teeny tiny little lapis beads. I mean, teeny tiny. It has the little curve, almost like a liquid silver, but curved. But nowhere on here, golly, the place I got this from, so much animal hairs. It's mind-blowing. Sorry about that. Most of it I went through and it's gone. This was probably made in the 80s, maybe the 90s. It's just a super sweet, lightweight, and nowhere on here does it say 925. It's possible that this is those, I think they're just rods. They're just rods that connect, and then there's a wire wrap to connect the two. It's just super dainty, super pretty. Buy it now for 10. I try to always bring stuff that's affordable for other people. Whoa, that did not sound right. My apologies. No, that did not just come out of my mouth. No, I live on margins. No, that's terrible. Thank you, Deborah. I appreciate that. That I live on the margins. I always try to bring stuff that is an affordable price for people who just want to treat themselves and have a piece of beautiful jewelry, but don't have, $30, don't have $75, don't have $100. That's what I meant. My God, I can't believe the way that sounded. That was awful. I am so sorry. So, here's what I'm going to say about this. Look how my wrist is a 7.25. Okay. But look how much room there is in addition to the extender. This is an anklet. Thank you, Ducky. This is an anklet. And how beautiful this would be on your ankle. I wore anklets for decades. Toe rings, anklets, ring on every finger. Yeah, this is an anklet. How gorgeous. Summer's coming, y'all. $10. Okay, it's going down. I'm going to have, I have to do packing and shipping this weekend. But Monday, I'm going to be putting a lot of stuff away. My sales are just really low. It must be an odd in-between time. I really don't know. Okay. I'm going to bring these and this other necklace. My timer hasn't gone off, but I suspect that my timer, my 2-hour limit for how long I can sit, is going to go off soon. Again, I appreciate it, Deborah. And welcome in, Sandra. I wish I remembered my friend's mother's, her second married name was Ross, but I don't know if she went back to her maiden name. I have no idea. Her twins' names were Omi and Rusha. But what does that mean? I mean, it's not like New Zealand is teeny tiny. So these are going to start at 30. And these are going to start at 30. They are R. Tennyson from Sweden. It's a fairly collectible. They are pewter. He's a pretty well-known. And these are from the 1930s, possibly early 50s. And something that really threw me when I was researching these was the screw-on. The screw-on part looks sterling silver. It is not pewter, and it's just so very different, right? And bright and shiny. And I thought, you know what? Someone replaced these at some point. This cannot be right. These are replaced. And so I was going to say that. But I decided to do a picture. I decided to do an image search. And lo and behold, all of Tennyson's 1930s screw-on earrings are actually this. They are a sterling silver look with this bright, shiny, and this dainty kind of floral lever. So that is the original. That is the original. And I think they're very, I don't know, what would you call it? Are they deco? This swoosh with that S reminds me of like the wind. I'm not sure. What would you all call that style? I mean, the 30s is not really quite deco. They're the tad bit heavy, like tad. Now I want to tell you online, these go for about $80. So this price of 30 is a good price. And so in general, my prices tend to be about half of what they would be online. Sometimes I have to pay up, and it's more like 2/3. And occasionally it's on spot, on target. But I try to keep it at about half. Now, I don't have to do that. Just because I sell on YouTube Live doesn't mean that I don't deserve the same money that everyone else is getting. But, I just thought I'd let you know. And you all can do your own research. It's R. Tennyson, Sweden. Very renowned work. They are 1 3/4 inches long. Yes. Oh, there you go. I could see that. 1 3/4 inches long. Okay. Well, y'all, let's see. Perhaps I can do, I don't know. People had money off, and that's a fun game. Yeah, it's interesting. I I was doing all of this right before I came on, like an hour before I came on. I was sorting through stuff and doing my research. And so I just did the slightest dive into him. But I'm pretty sure I've had Tennyson's items in my hands before, about a year ago or so. So, yeah. So I didn't really look up. I know these are from the 30s, but after that, my mind goes blank. So I think I'm going to do a necklace and a couple rings, and then we're going to be done. And even though I tried to play a game and give people money off towards purchasing, it still doesn't seem to be the week for sales for me, and that's fine. That's the way it goes. So I'm going to do 2 necklaces and 2 rings, and I'm not going to do any more twist because I did it 3 times and nothing's happening. So, and that's okay. That's okay. I'm good with that. I'm just enjoying being here. There is a funny, funky little like talent show at the Grange tonight, and also tomorrow night. And I thought about going tonight because a friend of mine is doing their act tonight. But I don't think I can do this and that. So I'm going to go tomorrow. Okay. This is going to start at $22. Yep. Heidi, yep. And having both the upper body and now the back. I mean, last night I was like, I'm going to get upstairs to my bed, but am I going to be able to come down in the morning? I was like, this is terrible. Oh my God. But it seems to be that once I stand up and everything just collapses down the spine and the upper body was in a spasm. It was crazy. Once I eat and I lay down, I'm okay generally in the mornings. So I don't know. It's it's all about learning how to deal with your ADLs in a totally different way and asking for help. So this is jet black glass. I'm going with it's from the it could be anywhere. It could be, I don't know why my dog is barking. My apologies. Probably trying to play with the cat. It could be from the turn of the century, and it could be from the 1930s. These are always really hard to date, but it starts at 22. Jet black glass. Tug, honey. So what's really cool about this piece, Tug, come here. Come here. Come here. What's really cool about this piece is that it has the same jet black. Now, this is not jet from the original, like, kind of mineral coal jet. That was around, when they, I don't know, for about how long? 20 years from the mine in England or Ireland. I can't remember exactly which country it was. And then this became so popular. I believe, again, it was because of Queen Victoria when Prince Albert died. They started just using actual glass. This is not the mineral. The mineral is softer and different. This is not AB coated. This is cut glass. So the shine and sparkle is because of the cut. If you, and in between, it has the actual spacers. It is done through the rod construction there. And then that is, I always like to try to see if it's cord or what. Yes, it's on black cord. That also dates it. I highly believe it's from the 1930s, possibly 1920s, because it's long, like opera length long. Hi, Becky. How's it going? Yeah. Oh, God. Heidi, yes, exactly. I'm right there with you. So far I'm holding my own, but for how long, I don't know. Isn't this beautiful? So, and it's just the other clue about this, it's just your basic clasp. Basic clasp. That's a huge clue in the, Victorian, early 1900s to the flappers. Unless this was a super fancy precious stones, it would just be really basic. And this is, let's see. And if you could see it better through the computer, you could see all the little cuts on the stones. Jet black glass. It is about 28 to 30 inches long. And because it has a clasp, you can do the double it thing and still have it fit around your neck. Becky, you just had a sale, didn't you? I think you were on and just got off. How did it go? I love these. And 22 is really reasonable. It's more matte, Heidi. It's more of a matte. This is, see how shiny this is? Like as if it had the AB coating from the 50s. Jet mourning jewelry, as in you're grieving, you're mourning, is more matte. So 22. Well, y'all, I'm going to try. So all of this that has not sold, I have a ton of inventory. So all of this that has not sold is just going to come back. I have a lot of unsold inventory, and I can't drop the prices by that much. Some things I can do a clearance on and it's fine, and other things, I guess I'm just waiting for the right buyer. So I'm unclear if I should show. I have this incredibly outstanding necklace that I was really excited about showing tonight. But now I'm not sure that I want to, because, so I'm going to do something different. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do 2 rings because because I can. I can't, investing in inventory is a lot. And if I show all my new inventory, then I don't have anything to show later. Now I'm going to do it later. Oh, very nice, Heidi. I don't know who that is. Esther C7. And it's okay, Ducky, because I have so much inventory. I have so much. So these beautiful, beautiful, I think they're, hold on, is it alpaca or Texaco? I haven't shown them for a while. Alpaca. These alpaca earrings, mother of pearl and turquoise chips and abalone, are going to start at $46. $46. They are post back. That is crushed turquoise in there. See that? That is crushed pieces of turquoise. Then you have your mother of pearl in the flower. And then you have the abalone backing. Isn't that beautiful? And it's slightly concave. They're alpaca. So these are likely 60s, 70s. See the hammering? They're very light, although not super thin. I love these. I cannot, I just dropped one. I can't believe it, although I can. Where did it go? Come on, there it is. I was so afraid. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to roll over it with the chair. So that's probably part of what makes my back act up is having to bend over and pick things up. So if I stopped dropping them. Exactly, Heidi. Exactly. And you can see these were well loved because the marking is very worn. The other one shows it a little bit better. They have these nice modern plastic, which I generally hate these plastic backings, but with the size of these earrings, I think it works really well because they're a lot to put out on your ear, kind of like ear climbers used to be, right? Yeah. There you go. Alpaca. It's a type of metal alpaca from Mexico. And so there again is the crushed turquoise, abalone, and mother of pearl. These are gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Boom. They are about, thank you. Yep. Yep. No, it has no actual silver. But the art for me, it's the vintage and it's the art of these. The art of these is spectacular. They just don't do this type of thing anymore. So they're almost 1.5 inches in diameter. They just don't make that stuff anymore like this. The crushed turquoise, it's absolutely stunning. Oh yes, Sandra. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you, Sandra. I know that I need one of those, and my dad had one, my mom had one, and it was the same thing. Okay, so I will drop these down to 42 tonight only. If someone is interested, I'll drop them to 42 tonight only. My mom and dad had those, and also they both had a cane. My dad didn't really need it until maybe the last several months of his life, and because he had such a bad hump curvature, he couldn't see, so it just made him, he would get unsteady because he couldn't see in front of him. You had to. But what drove me crazy is that they would use it to push the elevator buttons. And I'm like, hello, while you think that's really cool and it is an extension of your arm, you are in the hospital, you are on the streets in the city, which are just nasty and disgusting, and then you are pressing that dirt onto the buttons that people like me have to touch. You ever hear of COVID, MRSA? Like, please, dear God, don't do that. Like, what is wrong with you people? So, and then the grabbers. I need a grabber, but that was the other thing. The grabbers, they want to use the grabber on you, right? Ha ha, and it's like, no, that's not ha ha. Not funny. Okay, I actually changed my mind. I'm going to show one ring and one French Jabot pin. Actually, I'll show two Jabot. And we'll do the Jabot pins first, and then I'll show one ring, and then I'm going to close. Yes, paper. Yeah, paper. Totally. So this is going to be choice of $26. Choice Jabot pin, $26. One is definitely French. The other one, I'm unclear. They are both lucite. They are both lucite. One is like a cream and brown. Kind of reminds me of like a musical instrument shape. And one is a calla lily black. So this might have been for during your period of mourning, because people didn't really stop fully doing that until late 1910s, 20s. And these are from the turn of the century. And this one is definitely French. Now, how do I know that? Because I did a deeper dive into these, and these small short ones, they also did repop in the 60s, which I just found one actually, which is not, generally they're nicer, but here's a 1960s repop, which would be like $8. Generally the French lucite ones are the short ones. And I saw one very similar to this. It is carved lucite. And I was saying Jabbit, but it's Jabot is how Leslie from Black Dog Vintage says it. So I'll go with that. And so these would go screwed into your tie, which both men and women wore, your cravat. They were popular for a couple centuries, and then they re-emerged during the Gilded Age to the turn of the century, and both men and women wore them. And they unscrew. This is a screw. So these were a precursor to stick pins. And this one, the metal is worn down to the pot metal. You can still see the screws on it. And this may be one that Leslie is interested in. I'm not sure. I'm going to email her. This one is about 2.5 inches long. So it's just like a stick pin. You put it in and then it comes out and you screw the bottom on. And then the same with the lily. And I'm sure this was for when you were mourning. Lucite. Simplistic lucite. Isn't that beautiful? And this one is about 3, maybe 3.5 inches. 3.5 inches long. And again, just unscrews. You can see the threads. Now, these make a hole in the material that you put them in. So if you're going to put them on something, you would want to leave it on that something or use these in your collection in a shadow box. However you would do that, but they definitely are going to make a hole. Now, I've been really surprised that no one has been interested in the Jabot, Jabot pens. These are pretty extraordinary, and these are not repops. And there is not a missing stone here. That is just how it lined up. I've been, oh, right as I say that, Deborah chimes in. Well, Ducky, Deborah's in. Right as I say that, I was about to say, my goodness, I'm going to have to do something and just hope another reseller can get off them. I have more if you're interested, Deborah. And thank you. Thank you, Deborah. Please send me your information. I appreciate that. Thank you. These are gorgeous. But do remember about the poking, the material. I'm calling the one a mandolin. That's what it reminds me of. Mandolin French and black calla lily. Black lily Jabot. Thank you. Thank you, Deborah. It's true. Well, I love plastic. Like I said, this is plastic that I'm wearing. Plastic is my number one favorite thing. Period. Period. There's so many things you can do with plastic that you can't. You could also do it with glass, right? But in terms of jewelry, plastic is so versatile, and there's so many types. And now, thank you so much. Here's the thing. Let me put your name in there, even though it would be hard for me to mistake it. In general, I'm against plastic. I use as little plastic in my modern life with cooking or wearing or storing as possible, because it's terrible for our planet. But these are over 100 years old, so I figure they're already out there. Thank you. Thank you very much. And like I say, I have more. If you're interested, let me know. Okay, so I'm going to close on a ring. I'm going to close on a ring. I'm going to show one that I showed yesterday. All that. Well, let me show. Is this the one? My goodness, this is so annoying. All the little pieces of paper are everywhere, and I don't know what they mean anymore. Oh, that is ridiculous. Okay. Yes, it's this one. Okay. So this last item, Ducky, thank you for all your help. And Ducky, you sure did surprise me with all these people who came in and completely freaked me out. So this is going to start at 62. And it's going to be my last item of the night. So if anyone is watching on the replay, there's my email, not the Lucinda, but just the mscwalker@att.net. A lot of you know me. You reach out to me a lot afterwards. You totally freaked me out. I'm like, why are all these people coming in here? What are they doing? It scared me to death. So this starts at 62. This is a gorgeous sterling silver vintage turquoise ring. Look at the piece of turquoise. Ducky, you did. We were having all that conversation, and I was like, oh my God, I don't know where that left us. And then all these people came in, and I was like, oh my God, now what? So basically, you tricked me, Ducky. I love this. This is a really nice piece of dark blue turquoise with all the matrix showing. I can tell that by the way the sawtooth is, they used a saw on it, actual tool, instead of crimping it themselves. So 60s, 70s, although the tool was started being used in the 50s, late 50s, mid 50s, and they didn't have to cut these by hand anymore. But then the leaf is so good, right? And the flourishes here. It's a nice one. There's no apparently Heidi. It's got a really nice setting. It's super comfortable on, and it's not super heavy. And I see this as the 70s. It's possible, it could be 90s, but it's not. The turquoise to me is a really big clue. It's not, I do not believe that it's foreign, like Chinese turquoise. Although, you know, I could be wrong because I'm just learning. I could be wrong. And Gigi, what size, honey? Hold on. Gigi, I'm worried about you. You're just back there being so quiet. And I know you said you can't type because you're in pain, but I'm worried about you. It is a size 7.5. That's why it fits this finger on me. It is a size 7.5. Used to be, when I got married, that this finger was a 7.5. Yep. That was before I got pregnant. Just like my mother, I got pregnant and I was like the Titanic. I was huge. And I was never like into food. Like I ate food and, you know, it tasted good. But when I got pregnant, it was like, whoa, food is good. And then I had TMI, but what? Preeclampsia. So I had to eat this certain amount of protein and everything every day and stay in bed and lay on my left side for 2.5 months, all while drinking so many gallons of water every day because I had preeclampsia and we didn't want her born as a preemie. So for 2.5 months, all I did was lie in bed and eat, drink all this water, but try not to get up to go pee. So to save, you know, my daughter. And I never lost the weight. So, I mean, you know, it was kind of a setup, but I have a wonderful, beautiful daughter. So there you go. Okay. Well, there you go. It was a starting bid of 62. And that's my last item for tonight. And Ducky, bless your heart. You Gigi. Gigi, are you sure about that? Gigi, can you afford to treat yourself like that, honey? Gigi, yeah, it is. It's easily $120 ring. Like I said, I got this at a good price, and I try to. I'm not making double what I paid, but I want. It doesn't matter. I want to make you all happy. This stuff makes me happy to play with. I get to look at it. I get to play with it. You know, so and sometimes I get to buy a piece for myself, and sometimes a gift is thrown in and it fits me. Okay. Gigi, honey, if you put 62 in the chat, then we'll just say sold to you. And I think Gigi's just in a lot of pain, Ducky. She has a contusion on her leg that sounds maybe heart related or a fall. And then her husband is also pretty ill. So, Gigi, bless your heart. So, Ducky, I want you to say sold to Gigi for 60. Okay. Gigi, I'm going to give this to you for 60. And I am going to, thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. I am going to put the items you just bought, Gigi, in with, I'm just about to invoice you, or maybe I already did. I don't think so. It was just one or two items. I'm going to put the items that you bought tonight in with that so that your shipping is really low. Okay. Hi, Zen. How's it going? Okay. Thank you. Gigi, would you do me a favor? And after you go to the doctor and everything, would you send me an email or send me a text message that everything is okay, please? All right. Well, that's all I have. I thought we had I felt like I came up with a fun game, but nobody redeemed it. So I'll try to. That was crazy. There's like nothing there, and all this stuff fell. Thank God my closet's getting redone. Woo! My God, I can't tell you. I'm afraid that, I don't know, my cat goes under the couch. It's back over there. Thank God my dog wasn't over there. And I have these incredible vintage floral candlesticks that I sold to someone for like nothing, but they may have just broken. Oh my God. Okay. I'm back here. Now hold on. Zen. Whoa. That was like a tower of boxes because I had a closet here, but it was like a temporary thing. Excellent closet, metal bars, except it held together with plastic. So what happened after 3 years? Well, the plastic just broke. So we're not going there again. I have a whole other idea. And then my whole office, the computer is going to be over there by the window. And then there's going to be shelving in the closet over here. But oh my God, that's just what my back needed. Good night, Heather. Zen, to address your question now. Good Lord. Great goddess. Zen, are you talking about this bamboo stick? I love this. This is probably also a French jabot. French jabot. And yes, I think I called it bamboo because, I mean, that's kind of what it looks like, right? And this one actually has the cleanest metal. Yes? Okay. This one is 25. Is that acceptable to you? Zen? I have no idea. This may have been where this and this. I don't know what that is. I just got to tell you. I don't know. This is solid. I don't know. Well, fantastic, Zen. Where did you come from at the last minute deciding that you were interested in this? I appreciate that. I love the accent at the bottom. I thought this one was very special. Maybe you heard me saying that I was about to give up on them. Thank you, Zen. What a wonderful way to end my show tonight, my sale. It's kind of a show, honestly, because if I don't have a lot of entertainment value, then who cares, right? It's like, oh, that lady, she's just sitting there. She's snacking on a cracker. She's just holding it up. She's not talking. You're going to leave, right? I would, and I have. Thank you. Yes, thank you all for showing up and supporting me. I appreciate it very much. Zen, I hope you're not offended by a pink bag. I'm just put in an order for new bags. Okay. Hugs to everyone. Have a safe weekend and please be kind to each other. We are going through some very trying times. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of lives being disrupted or gone right now. So be kind to the person that's in line in front of you or behind you at the grocery store. You don't know why they're snappy or why they're being a biatch. We don't know. We don't know what they're going through. Okay? So be kind to them. You never know what might happen. I love you too, Gigi. Please, Heidi, no problem. Becky, love you. Oh, good Lord. I don't know. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Ducky. And good grief, Ducky. You'll have to tell me what that was all about. Were they all like had a report card and evaluating me? I'll see you on Tuesday, everyone. Thank you so much. Good night.